July 22, 1773. Calcutta wakes to a riot of sounds and smells. Jasmine, spices, the Hoogly's damp air, and the sharp tang of English leather. The city is a living tapestry. Bullock carts and palanquins jostle for space, barefoot children dart through crowds, and hawkers shout in a dozen languages. Coins clink, scribes record deals, and ambition hangs thick in the air. The British East India Company is transforming Calcutta into its stronghold, blending immense wealth with desperate poverty. Today, a new force is about to arrive, one that will set the rhythm for the entire subcontinent. His name, Warren Hastings.
Jagat Seth, a powerful Bengali merchant, surveys the street from his veranda, weighing the opportunities and threats the British bring. He is a man of immense wealth and influence, yet he knows that every decision he makes could tip the balance of power in this rapidly changing city. The arrival of the British has opened new doors for trade, but also brought uncertainty and risk. As he watches the bustling crowds below, he wonders if his fortune will grow or vanish in the shadow of foreign rule. Every deal, every shipment, every handshake now carries new meaning.
In a cramped room, Karim Khan, a Persian scribe, pens orders for both Indian nobles and British Sahibs, uneasy about aiding foreign rule. His ink-stained fingers move swiftly, translating commands and contracts, his mind torn between loyalty to his heritage and the demands of his new masters. He knows that his words can change lives, seal fates, and sometimes betray his own people. The weight of history sits heavy on his shoulders as he works late into the night, caught between two worlds.
In the writer's building, Charles Grant, a young British clerk, toils in the heat, convinced he's part of a grand civilizing mission. He dreams of order and progress, believing his work will transform Calcutta into a model of British governance. Yet the reality is far messier. He struggles with unfamiliar customs, endless paperwork, and the suspicion of those around him. Still, he presses on, determined to leave his mark on this distant land.
These three, merchant, scribe, and administrator, rarely meet, their paths crossing only in the margins of the city's great drama. Each is shaped by the forces of empire, tradition, and ambition, but their lives are tightly interwoven, bound by the invisible threads of commerce, bureaucracy, and power. Every transaction, every document, every negotiation links them together in ways they cannot always see. The merchant's fortune depends on trade, on the shifting tides of supply and demand, and on the whims of colonial policy. He must navigate alliances and rivalries, always alert to the next opportunity or threat. The administrator's work relies on the scribe's skills, his mastery of language, law, and custom. Without the scribe, the machinery of empire would grind to a halt, lost in translation and confusion. Their daily routines form the fabric of colonial Calcutta, cooperation, conflict, and mistrust woven together. In the markets, offices, and alleyways, their choices ripple outward, shaping the city's destiny. Together, they embody the city's uncertain future, standing at the crossroads of tradition and change, each playing their part in the unfolding story of an empire. Today, Calcutta buzzes with anticipation, its narrow lanes and grand avenues alive with the sounds of merchants, rickshaw pullers, and townsfolk. The city, already a thriving hub of commerce and culture, is on the cusp of a historic transformation. Rumors swirl through the bazaars and tea houses, as people from all walks of life gather to witness a moment that will shape the future of India. Warren Hastings arrives, not just as governor of Bengal, but as the first governor-general, a title that signals a new era of British authority. His presence marks the beginning of centralized power, and his reputation precedes him. For many, he is a symbol of British ambition and reform. The Regulating Act of 1773 has transformed the company's role from traders to rulers. No longer are they simply merchants seeking profit. Now they are administrators, lawmakers, and enforcers of a new order. The ink on these documents represents a seismic shift in power. Hastings, fluent in Bengali and Urdu, is both pragmatic and ambitious, a company man who understands India's complexities. He navigates the delicate balance between British interests and Indian traditions, earning respect and suspicion in equal measure. His intellect and adaptability set him apart from his predecessors. Red-coated sepoys line the streets, Union Jacks fly, and British officials gather in their finest. The city is draped in the symbols of empire, and the spectacle is both impressive and intimidating. The air is thick with ceremony and expectation. For the British, it's triumph. for Indians a mix of hope and apprehension. Some see the promise of stability and new opportunities, while others fear the erosion of their traditions and autonomy. The mood is one of cautious curiosity. Merchants see new opportunities and risks. The arrival of the Governor-General could mean expanded trade, but also stricter regulations and unpredictable taxes. Every deal and negotiation now carries a hint of uncertainty. Scribes sense the fading of the old order. The familiar rhythms of administration and justice are shifting, and with them, the roles of those who once held quiet power behind the scenes. They wonder what place they will have in this new regime. The city watches, uncertain but captivated. Every face in the crowd reflects a different hope or fear, as Calcutta stands at the threshold of change. The sense of history in the making is palpable. One man's arrival is about to change the destiny of millions, setting in motion events that will echo through generations. Calcutta and all of India holds its breath as a new chapter begins. The official procession begins by the Hooghly River, the lifeblood of Calcutta's trade and the city's beating heart. On its banks, the air is thick with anticipation as crowds gather, eager to witness a spectacle that will shape the city's destiny. The river, once a quiet witness to centuries of local life, now finds itself at the center of a grand display of imperial power. Towering East Indiaman ships loom in the water, their sails billowing in the humid breeze. Local Indian boats dart nimbly between these giants, a vivid meeting of empires and cultures. The river is alive with activity, as the old world and the new collide in a dance of commerce and conquest. Warren Hastings, the Governor-General, rides in a grand carriage, flanked by British dragoons in gleaming uniforms and lines of sepoys marching in perfect step. The rhythmic pounding of drums and the clatter of hooves echo through the city's narrow streets, drawing every eye to the spectacle. The parade is both a show of strength and a carefully staged performance, meant to impress and to command respect. The procession winds through the heart of Whitetown, past imposing neoclassical buildings like the Writers' Building and the newly constructed Supreme Court. These grand facades with their columns and arches stand as symbols of British authority and ambition, casting long shadows over the city's future. British residents, dressed in their finest, cheer from balconies and crowded verandas. For them, Hastings is not just a leader, but a protector and a symbol of order in a distant land. Their applause rings out, mingling with the sounds of the parade, a celebration of their growing influence. For the Indian onlookers, the scene is more complex. Some watch with awe, others with apprehension, as the foreign military display unfolds before them. The procession is impressive, even intimidating, a reminder of the new power that now shapes their city and their lives, impossible to ignore or escape. As the grand parade moves through the city gates, banners fluttering and horses prancing, it marks not just a ceremonial event, but the beginning of a new era for Calcutta. The city stands at a crossroads, its future forever altered by the forces on display today. The drums beat on, their sound carrying through the streets and into the hearts of all who listen, heralding a transformed Calcutta, one that will never be the same again. Why Calcutta? Geography, wealth, and politics all converged here. Its position on the Hooghly gave the British access to the sea and Bengal's immense riches: muslin, silk, saltpeter, opium, indigo, goods that fueled global trade. After Plassey, the company collected Bengal's taxes, funding its rapid expansion. The crumbling Mughal Empire left a power vacuum in the region. Calcutta, with its mighty Fort William, became the British base of operations. The Regulating Act centralized authority here, making Calcutta the hub of company rule in India. This was no accident. Calcutta was chosen for its strategic and economic power. From here, decisions rippled across the entire subcontinent, shaping its future. Warren Hastings now stood at the city's helm, steering its destiny forward.
A grand day for Calcutta, a new beginning with the Governor-General.
Strong governance is good for trade, but English laws are unfamiliar. We hope for justice and respect for our customs.
My pen now serves the company. Hastings values our learning, but how long will our language hold power?
We aim for progress and fair government, not to destroy your customs, but to build something new.
The three men fall silent, each pondering the city's uncertain future. Their brief exchange reveals the hopes, fears, and ambitions shaping Calcutta. The city stands at a crossroads, old and new worlds colliding. The future is unwritten. Warren Hastings' arrival in 1773 marks a turning point. The company becomes a governing power, Calcutta its capital. The Regulating Act lays the foundation for the British Raj and modern Indian administration. English becomes the language of power, creating a new Indian elite who will one day demand independence. Calcutta grows into the second city of the empire, a crucible of ideas, resistance, and change. The seeds of empire and its eventual downfall are sown here. The legacy of that day shapes India and Britain even now. The colonial era truly begins, its consequences echoing through history.